Hello, everyone, and welcome. We've got a round 4 match here on a Wednesday night. My name's Joe, I'm the Collegiate Chess League Commissioner, and I am happy to share with you a Division 1 matchup between University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley versus University of Michigan. Like I said, this is D1, so we've got a couple things at stake. Let's check that out. Well, we've got a total prize pool of $30,000. $10,000 of that is in Division 1. We also have prizes and memberships for every division. So there's 14 total divisions. Each division is split into 2 groups of 8, and the top 6 teams per group make it to the playoffs, and that's what determines the prize payout. So right now we are in round 4 out of 7. We're officially over halfway done with the season after this round. So yeah, these teams are starting to fight for playoff spots, which is very important. And UTRGV, they won last team season, so they're looking to be the first team to win twice and the first team to win back-to-back. Michigan, they're looking to make playoffs and see what they can do from there. So without further ado, let's check out the match. Here we go. We've got some games already started that are underway. Here we have Papa Pizza Chess. This is Ben Lee, username 1E410, and looks like he has the black pieces against, is that I not think so? I don't know. Tianqi Wang with the white pieces. So kind of an interesting opening here. Let's see. We start off with knight f3. Pretty versatile opening. This knight on the edge, not a lot of squares to go to. Papa Pizza, he's actually streaming right now. That's where I'm getting his nickname Papa Pizza from. That's his Twitch username. Also his Discord username. Just leaking all of his internet personas. Um, but yeah, if you want to check him out, definitely do that. He's live on Twitch, which is pretty cool. Here we've got another matchup. This is Alex Gian, National Master from Michigan. He's playing against Drewraj at 27-27. Hello to UCLA Chess. Good to see you. Shout out to the Bruins. They're going to be playing Guam this week, which is a new matchup in the league. First time that they're competing. All right, we've got all 4 games being played right now. I want to look at all 4 of them. So let's see. We've got Kevin here with the white pieces at 2,400 playing against Pato, who is Ekin Osnir. Kevin, also known as Dasani Bottle Cap, he's one of the club leaders, one of our college ambassadors, along with Papa Pizza, who I should probably just call Ben. But yeah, UCLA Chess in the chat, also one of our ambassadors. If you're curious what that is, exclamation point cap in the chat. Also, for anyone that's here, we're going to do a channel prediction. We haven't been doing a lot of these, but we're going to start doing more predictions. So let's see. So I personally think that UTRGV is going to win. But let's see. Prediction. We'll ask if UTRGV score 10 or more points. All right. The prediction is live. Big points on the line. We'll see if anyone bets. All right, so queen's hit by the rook here. Queen steps out. This queen's super annoying, right? Preventing black from castling. This queen might want to come home and just prevent this queen from being here. Also puts a block on like the D pawn, right? It's pretty annoying. So, how does Kevin hold the advantage here? Maybe bring the bishop out, pressure on this pawn, but yeah, definitely expecting queen here, and it'll probably more or less be an even position after the queen trade, if the queen trades. But I would expect the queen does trade. If not, maybe here and then maybe here, and then you have some sort of repetition. Whoops. Okay. Maybe I should log into my personal account and put some points on the line. I probably have a sub to renew. All right, let's check back with Papa Pizza. He's the top board. They drew. Right, let's check back with Papa Pizza. So let's update the scoreboard. A draw for Ben and a draw for Wong. And let's see. Let's see how that happened. Knight trade. King up, and I guess they just agreed to it. Interesting. Well, not too shabby if that is Texas's bottom board. Here we've got Healthy Brick, National Master at 2,600. This is Evan Lee. We haven't looked at this game yet. He's playing against Woodland Magic at 2,742. And computer's saying it's dead even. All right, now it's saying it likes white. With only this response. If you push, that's pretty weak. Not ideal. All right, I put in my prediction. If anyone wants to try to steal my points. Uh, Honestly, Michigan's got a pretty good team, right? Their lowest player, 2,400, Kevin. They've got Ben at 2,700, and they have Evan at 2,600. So it's not like this is going to be easy for Texas by any means. Although Texas, I don't think has their strongest lineup. So no matter what, it'll be pretty interesting to see the results here. Let's check with Kevin. Kevin's rook. It's a little trapped over there, huh? Rook to b6 is played. Pato's forcing the rook trade. So rook takes, rook takes. And it looks like black is up a pawn. So that's pretty nice. White could take on h7, but your bishop most likely will get trapped. This is a fork. Rook has to move here or here to defend the pawn. Rook now opposite the king. Rook trying to get the bishop to leave White's camp. No one's even going to predict 10 points on no. All right, we'll have to wait for more people to tune in to do channel points. All right, a couple pawn moves. Ooh, and now g5. White's trying to open up for their rook on the g file. King, though, gets to f6, both defending the pawn and attacking the rook. So the rook steps aside, making sure it's still protecting the f pawn, as the king is now also putting pressure there. But black's not really going to take and isolate their pawn. So instead they wait for white to take. All right, we see an option for a trade here, but not going to be good for Kevin, who is still down material, also down on time. All right, rook steps back to c5. The bishop's pinned, which is why black can't take here. So white just simply plays h4, and now the rook is hit. Rook gets to g5. That's the point behind h4. Pawn push. This unpins the bishop, so this is a threat on white's bishop. So the bishop tucks back. Hello, Wikipedia. Our prediction failed. Nobody bet except me. All right. Yeah, Kevin wants to keep as much material on as possible because he's down. So black, as you can see, meanwhile, is trying to trade pieces. Just a classic in-game strategy. So white is declining all the trades. Black is initiating all the trades. So white's just going to try to hold on for as long as they can. Rook over, maybe rook d1. Seems annoying. Dalek, thanks for the follow. Welcome. All right, a4 is on the board, along with bishop to b7. Just trying to attack. White might be down 2 pawns, but... Or is it? It's just 1 pawn. But white does have a majority on the outside, so if they can target these pawns, they're doing well. Rook check looked good to me. All right, the bishop's hit. Bishop's also low on squares. Rook here, maybe. Might be needed, but you're just going to trade rooks and just be down. Rook there is played, though. The only other idea I could have thought of was one of these two checks. But white thought that was too passive. So they're deciding to trade rooks. So black can't take the bishop anymore because it's pinned to the king. And this is going to turn into a time scramble. Let's take a quick look at the other games. Interestingly, eval doesn't like this move. But, all right. Alex Gian, he's down to 14 seconds against Druska. Okay, knight takes on f7. So Druska's looking good here. Those knights are connected. Black's knights are connected too, but they're not imposing themselves much over black's position, or over white's position, I should say. And yeah, the knights, they just pick up a rook. I mean, both rooks were hit by both knights. So this is only going to be a matter of conversion for Druska. Oh, we have another draw. Healthy Brick and Woodland Magic. Let's go back to Kevin's game. Looks like Kevin's going to lose. All right, Evan Ling with the draw. And Woodland Magic. All right, Kevin maybe going for a stalemate. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Looks like he's going to get mated by the pawn. So point for Oznier. And that's going to be Texas's first lead of the match. We'll see if Gian can hold a draw here against Druska. Both players very low on time. This is round 1 of this match. Looks like we've got a rook versus 2 knights. So maybe a favor for black. Now it's just 2 knights versus the rook, but white's getting 2 pawns out of it. Ooh, that's a fork. Queen goes back. Pawn push. Knight comes in, attacking the queen. Queen steps aside. Knight goes in with a check. King goes down. Queen check. King up. Alex is cooking. Oh, but he drops the knight. Oh, that was not what he needed. He needed to leave. Wait, he just blundered queen takes f3. Here, and now there was queen h1 check. Oh, he sacks the exchange. So now it's just queens and pawns. Oh my goodness. The king is finding shelter behind the 2 connected pass pawns. But black's still giving check. There goes 1 pawn with check. So the material has been balanced. White still has the edge because of a better pawn. Look at that. A pawn's running. Queen's attacking the pawn. White can just continue the pawn push. Oh, they pushed that pawn. I thought they would push the B pawn because now this blunders the A pawn. So now black is up. This game could still go either way. We just saw some pieces were dropped. An unnecessary exchange was given. Now white's king is very exposed. The pawns are loose. But it could still go either way. The players, as they play faster, they're going to keep gaining time on the board. Okay, the E pawn is hit, so the queen goes back to defend it, but this queen check is going to scoop it up. So now material's back to balanced, and this queen on E6, what a monster piece. It's defending both pawns. This is probably just going to come down to a draw. But in time pressure, anything could happen. Looks like we might see perpetual queen block, another check, another block. Just, yeah, checking it out. Okay. Just don't blunder the queen. Like this queen is guarding these squares. This might come. Here, there's this check. Pawn push. Okay, progress from white. There's queen check. There's no queen block because you dropped the G pawn. But yeah, white slowly but surely making progress with this B pawn. And what is that? There's no more checks for black. Low time. So the queen finds a random square to go to, G1, trying to find checks along the A file. But now white has an opportunity to deliver some checks of their own. Now they can push their pawn. So that outside pawn is very valuable for whites. And notice the queen's still protecting both pawns. So now it's back to the checking game. White's going to try to find shelter with this pawn. And look at that. There's no more checks again. White's going to get another move to push that B pawn. And Alex, 1 second on the clock. He moves the queen to B4, trying to find more checks. Black hoping for perpetual. But look how close that B pawn is. Queen block, queen check, queen block. You could take on G4 there. But I don't know if the queen was just too far away after that capture. But this looks losing. And no time for Alex to find it either. Druska, meanwhile, has gained so much time. They're at about a minute here. Some more checks from white. Right now, white's king is in the way of the pawn. So if the king moves, it's going to give black some more checks. Here's some right now. King moves. Now I can push b7. I think maybe another check was needed there. There was queen check here and here. And now these checks, surely they're going to run out. And white's 1 square from promoting. So black's just trying to cover the promotion square. But queen c8 looks pretty good, right? You're lining up any check given. The king moves with discovery. Yeah, this king move backwards was not very good. And now, I mean, you could just promote. Check. It doesn't matter. There's a second queen. Alex is going to resign. No. Oh, he self-mates. I thought for a second that could have been a stalemate trick, but no. All right. What a crazy game. Druska with a very hard-fought win over Alex. So first round 3-1, Texas. Although those games were very close. Definitely that game in particular could have swung in Michigan's favor. How many moves was that game? Not this one. Not that one. I just lost it, unfortunately. But I could look it up for you if you want me to. Let's see. Druska Cheek. That game was 122 moves. Not bad. Oh, 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 that's funny. So we recently just gifted every CCL member a gold membership so that they would have premium, so they get preference for the server. And I looked at Uraj Druska's channel, his profile. He's an international master, but he has the gold member banner, which is very cute. So good thing to know he's got the gold membership so that he has priority to chess.com servers. I'll have to share that with our team and see. All right, anyways, Michigan down 2 points after the first one. If Alex had converted that game, they'd be tied 2-2. So it is still a close match. Here we've got Ben versus Druska now. Ben's got the white pieces here. The pawn on e5 is hit twice by the knight and the queen. Ben has castled kingside, so he's expecting to win. The knight adding more pressure. Both rook and queen coming to the e-file in defense. Black still needs to castle. They can't castle queenside. This bishop's there. So they could castle kingside. Maybe then white would give up the bishop pair. Nope. Attacking the bishop first. Bishop probably here, is my opinion. Unless you want to take this. I could see that being a move. That and then back. Nope. Bishop to e3 right away, which is interesting. It blocks both queen and rook, but it puts pressure on the b6 bishop. So can black take on e5 is the question. They don't even question it. They just castle. Black trades dark square bishops, alleviates pressure on the e-pawn. The knight dives into d4. Black could always play here if they wanted to. And they do. I like this move, just taking the second bishop, which is really good bishop for white, by the way, right? Pointing right at the king. Pawns on dark squares. Knight hits the queen. Queen steps back to e2. Now nothing's attacking the e-pawn. This bishop isn't very good. Look at all these pawns. So this bishop is stuck in a cage, basically. So at some point, these pawns are going to have to find a way to break out. Black doubling rook behind their queen on the b file. Looks like anticipating the b4 pawn break. Ben is just 4 rating points below Druska. So it's very close, even rating mismatch here. Rating difference, I should say. Let's check on Kevin versus Gleb. Another bad bishop, but this time it's Kevin's. Bishops staring off at each other. The knights are supporting. Also, both knights are fighting over these dark squares. Fiend cut out bishop for Gleb. So probably the safer king for Gleb. Yeah, Kevin's pushed the f-pawn, but not sure what the plan is there. Pawns are even. White maybe has more space, right? Maybe the better bishops, but it's hard for white to play with the dark square bishop. Probably only thing you could do is just leave it there or to trade. So decides to trade here and then pushes b4, just clamping down on the b pawn, locking these pawns in on light squares. So notice you trade the dark square bishop. White has all dark square pawns and a light square bishop. And black has a light square bishop, but black's pawns are on light squares. This move is interesting, however, because this breaks the trend. And white simply just wants to put a clamp on these two pawns, I suppose. Okay, bishop to c6, not sure. Yeah, this might be a liable, this move from white. A liability, I should say. Queen N trying to trade. because the bishop here, and that's tagging, although knight here is winning material for white, and this pawn is way more valuable than this pawn, because these pawns are holding back the outside passers, but this pawn is much more valuable in terms of potential to promote than this pawn, right? Because the kings are on this side of the board. That's why this is called an outside pass pawn. So I believe white's going to take on a6, and they do. This king is starting to put on his sneaker. He's trying to make his way downtown. He's moving fast. Although that's not homebound, that's queenside. But yeah, he's gonna need to help out over here because the knight is already guarding the promotion square, and also attacking the b pawn. So white's done a really good job here in this game to trade off that queen into that favorable ending and just mop up the queenside pawns with the knight and bishop combo. So the king finally has made it over. Black also decides to grab a pawn over here. If bishop takes, there's bishop takes, but no need to take the knights. Even attacking the bishop very calmly, continuing to push. Look at how the pawn and the knight complement each other so well to take away this king's ability to help out in the corner. So bishop can't really move. The knight has to move. Queen, the king can't really move. Yeah, a6 and b7. And that's going to be all she wrote. Really nice technique here. Oh, we have a result. Ethan just went down to Pato. Ekin is 2 for 2 now. Quicklin. Let's see how this one folded out. Trades. Queen doubled up with the rook. Castles for both. Probably save our king for whoops. For black. Bishop hits. The rook tripled up, but that bishop's just anchored perfectly. And yeah, black's just prying open this king side like a can of worms. Rook is in. Rook's doubled. Whoa, but that's a big fork. That was unfortunate for Ethan. Ethan was doing so, or that's Evan, sorry. Evan was doing so well here. I thought the H file was just so strong, but needed to play like king a7 first or king a8. Just move the king out of the fork, right? Look at this absolute gift from Evan. Really tough stuff there. All right, another result. Kevin goes down to the Woodland Magic Gleb. So they get their first win. And Texas just building onto their lead. Let's check in with Ben. Ben versus Druska. Michigan's best player. They're definitely going to be relying on Ben to be getting some points. Right now, Michigan only has 2 draws overall. And we have a 3rd draw. So Alex Gian. Let's see how this one shook out. So white grabbing some pawns, trading the knight. Tuck the bishop back. Trade it off for the knight. And again, an early draw here. Players just not playing the games out. So 1 game left in this tournament. Alex gets on the board. All right, both players under a minute now. Ben versus Druska. And what's going on? Ben's got the white pieces. But Ben is down a pawn, and black has the connected pass pawn, which is very valuable. That pawn on d5. So Ben, he's in a time think here. He's got 30 seconds now. He's trying to think what he can do, how he can hold this. It's not looking good. 20 seconds now. He pushes f3. He had less than half his time as opponent. And his opponent putting that pawn to good use. Just he's got a game plan. Yeah, Papa playing g4. It's not going to cut it. This pawn has just got an absolute trajectory to promotion. So yeah, even with the sacrifice of the g pawn, it doesn't really gain anything for white, I don't think. So yeah, can't you just keep pushing it? Knight. Oh, there's knight check. Huh. Bishop making sure there's no funny business on this king. There's a check. Rook takes pawn now. So I guess the pawn sacrifice helped, but still a disadvantage for Ben. The pawn on e5 is hit. The knight defends it though. But black does have the 2-on-1 majority. All right, rook d5 I thought was interesting. Maybe not. A lot of checks. Another check. Interesting. Yeah, the knight move allows for the pawn to be attacked. The knight could go back to d7, but rook d3 is annoying. Here, okay, this is smart. You get more options to defend e5. Knight on c4 is one of them. Knight hits the bishop. Bishop tucks back. Knight goes back to defend the pawn. Rook here, threatening bishop d3, right? No? Rook check, knight block. Pawn fork. Oh, that just blundered the rook. Wow, Druska didn't do it. Interesting. Bishop back. Both players at 20 seconds or less. There is that increment. Rook hitting the pawn, knight defending the pawn. Yeah, white trying to defend this. And I think they're doing a good job so far, to be honest. Ooh, maybe there's king f5. No, there's knight check. Knight back to c4, yep. This might be a repetition. Okay, bishop back. Bishop here. Oh, that blunders the pawn with check. And watch out, though. Knight's going to take on f7 with a fork. That's a check. Okay, king back. There's no rook f5 check because knight takes. King moves, yes. Rook check. Oh, there goes another pawn. All right. So they trade pawns, but black is still up a pawn. Pushing here. Takes. King here. Rook over. Huh. All right. Can black win this up a piece? What's the theory on this? Like, how soon can they... I don't know the theory. It's looking good though for black, but you know, Ben is an international master. Rook check forces the king back. King is to the back rank. That's exactly where black wants your king to be. So what is the defense? Uh-oh. Computer didn't like that. Also, computer didn't like this. King e3 could have been played. Dropping the bishop, but threatening checkmate. Check. Pinning the bishop. So yeah, both players missing opportunities. But it looks like we got back to the same position we were in earlier. And maybe white makes the same mistake, allowing black to find a checkmate. But no, we have a difference. The bishop is now involved. Rook over. Hey, White Noise, thank you for the 10-month sub. 10-month streak. Very nice. All right, rook pinning the bishop. Rook check, rook block. Black cannot trade, otherwise it's a draw. It might still be a draw, but they're going to fight on until the very end. When was the last capture? Rook takes e5 check on 76. Is that right? Move 76. No. Right here, rook takes e5 on move 82. 82. So is black gonna win? Move 82. They have 50 moves, right? Before 50 move rule. They're on move 122 right now. That's how long the first game round was. We could still see black get a win, especially in time pressure. So what I say, 82? Now they're at they're past 122. That's like 40 moves. We're gonna have a 50 move rule in like 5 moves. So I guess Ben's gonna hold a draw, unless he blunders a capture in the next 4 moves. Then it resets the rule. This attacks the rook. Yeah, just leave the pieces on. Rook check, block. There you have it. 50 move rule. Whew. All right, that's a long one. But hard fought. So Druska gets slowed down there by Ben. Ben improves to 1 full point. So both rounds we've had 2 draws for UMich. So at halfway point, Texas is up 6-2. That's 4 points. That's a whole round worth of points. I don't think Michigan is going to get it back. Well, black definitely missed an opportunity to win. There was a point where the rook was pinning the bishop, but the rook was here cutting the king off, and the king could have gone here, I believe, but missed. And I actually don't know what the theory is with rook and bishop versus rook. I'm guessing it's it's very difficult, I guess, to convert, but probably also difficult to hold. So 50 move rule seems fair, but props to Ben for using that resource, right? Also, Ben is live right now. You can go see his reaction to that 50 move rule draw. We'll give a shout out to Papa Pizza Chess. Okay, here we go. We've got Alex. Alex has 1 draw so far. He's got the white pieces here. All 4 games underway. Black already castled, so black definitely ahead in development for sure here. White needs to play some catch up. Yeah, Dasani bottle cap. That is Kevin. That's Druska. Kevin is the club leader. So do not underestimate the Dasani bottle cap. For sure. He's playing against Druska now. Let's see how Ben is doing. The new generation. Talking about my generation is white noise. Okay, queen to a3, defending b2 and attacking c5. Although, if you take c5, you lose b2. So we'll give and go here. The piece dropper. Are unfortunately not playing right now. But Braining, what school do you go to? I forgot. All right, just a knight develop. White still needs to castle, so they need to bring the bishop out. But this knight move put more pressure on d4. Oh, you're flirting Gulf Coast. We just had a meeting earlier today with Derek and Trey from Florida, and I hope you know, but they are planning on doing a Florida College Chess Championship in April, middle April. Trey, let you know that's good, because my plan is to stream it on this account here. It's gonna be a Sunday, but basically, actually, April 16th. That's the day after the finals, the CCL finals. So that actually might not be a good day for us because some teams might reschedule to stream then. So who knows? Well, why noise? I think that you don't really need teeth to play chess. Is that right? Also, bishop takes b2 has got to be pretty annoying, right? Bishop takes, but then there's queen takes on c5. Queen takes, bishop c3 check. Ooh, you're going to play what? Knight d2 there? Maybe, and then move the knight. So here's my calculation, folks. Did you see it here? Oh, doesn't matter. We had a different move. So I was expecting this. Maybe this line's important to point out anyways, because that's what the players were calculating. Here, and then the knight has to move. Oh, and then bishop takes here at the end. Maybe. I could be 100% wrong. I could be right, and no, there's no way. I have to be wrong. These players just calculate so much faster and more accurately than me. All right, I like this move from black, right? E6, just saying, hey, you've got one piece in my space, d5, get it out of here. Take on e6 and invite my bishop or my rook into the game. You don't even know. I'll get to choose that later. Or let me take you, and you're just going to have a weak, isolated d-pawn later on for me to pile up on and win later. So white says, all right, I don't like either of those choices, so I'm going to castle. You could have also maybe pushed d6, but that's maybe even weaker. So, all right, we do see the trade, right? Both sides have the isolated d-pawn in enemy territory. It looks to me like maybe, well, black's immediately just going to try to go here, right? Which attacks the pawn and attacks the attacker of d4. I'm sure most of us have heard of remove the defender tactics, but this would be removing the attacker. So that's interesting. Anyways, bishop c4. A solid move here. Now black's getting the rooks involved with tempo on the bishop. So bishop could go back to b3. Maybe play b3 and defend the bishop that way. Rook c1 I don't like because that blunders to bishop here, hitting the rook. The rook has nowhere to go. So, okay, b3 played. Now the bishop wants to go after the knight because the bishop no longer defends the knight, right? So back here, attacking the knight, bishop just takes back. But here now, the pawn would have to take back. So that would weaken white's structure significantly. So bishop here, attacking the knight. The knight can't be captured, so moves up with a counterpunch on the bishop. Bishop tucks back again. Now rook to the e file. I like what white's doing. Black does have the bishop pair, and the better bishops for sure. Covering our event in April. I might not be braining. I just remembered the 16th is the day after the finals. So it depends. Because we might need that day for scheduling. Because not sure if we'll need it for playoffs. For, like, let's say the finals. Okay, looks like did Pato beat Alex really quickly? Poor Alex. He had such a good opportunity. Yeah, look at this. Just black ahead of development, right? Pushing the pawn. The e pawn is pinned. And, oh, knight sacrifice. Queen here. I mean, just every piece. King d2. Knight sack, bishop takes, but then the queen gets the fork, and yeah, this is just not a position. Crazy game there by the international master, Ekin, who improves to 3 for 3. Let's check on Evan. How's Evan doing? Yeah, I will also tell them. So you can if you want. I just forgot. Knight takes. This is a tactic. Queen is overloaded. Right? You can't defend both the pawn and the knight at the same time. You have to choose one. That's what white's asking. You want to take me? Because I'll take you. That's what we see. So simplification. White is up a pawn. Not just any pawn. The outside pass pawn. As I've mentioned so many times before, it's very valuable. Here is offering a queen trade, saying, hey, let's get these queens off, and I'm going to try to hold this to a draw. I don't think that black could hold it, if I'm being honest. But if white doesn't trade, then black has a trick. Pawn push, threatening mate if this bishop ever moves. So trick doesn't seem very good, but it is a trick nonetheless. That bishop maybe wants to move one day. Maybe not right now, but eventually. That's also if white doesn't just trade simply. So yeah, I mean, when you're in a position like this, you're calculating, all right, take. And now, can my king get here? Right? And that's also what Evan's saying. Evan's like, all right, let's offer the queen trade. Get the queens off, and then I'm going to run the king over and just prevent this problem from pushing. So after a long think, white says, no, you know what? I looked at our options, and I've decided that I want to keep the queens on because I don't think trading is good enough. So the queen steps down, attacking the pawn. Queen steps back to defend. And maybe this isn't the first time that black's going to offer a queen trade. H5. This is a positional move here, just trying to gambit the pawn to ruin black's structure. It's a fun move. Now, is black going to accept it? Are they going to decline it? How are they going to decline it? Here, if pawn takes, I guess, well, you can't take back with the pawn because you lose your queen. So it's not ideal. Pawn takes comes with check. So you either take back with the queen or with the king. I'm guessing with the queen, which is very interesting. Where's UTRGV? That's University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. So it's in Texas. It's a big state. I don't know exactly where Rio Grande Valley is. I'm assuming it's south. You know, the Rio Grande. That's the river that separates the U.S. from Mexico. So expecting that to be near the south. Bishop goes to the corner all the way back. And now white can maybe push. No, there's queen takes. Well, there's queen takes. All right, this bishop just doesn't have any moves. Queen has to come back to defend. White's just completely bullying the black pieces. Did bishop d3 work? Ooh. I mean, maybe. Like in this position. We just have resignation. It didn't matter. Black has to give the bishop before the queen joins the party. All right, so let's look at Ben. Can Ben get any wins? Ben's wins. Ben's got a time advantage. He's got the white pieces, but he's down a pawn, unfortunately. Opposite color bishop should be a draw, but that pawn's very deep. And it's also threatening to go to c1. So that's kind of annoying. But maybe like just king d1 or something. Rook d1, using the best piece. Yeah, bishop goes to c1 regardless. And now the rook's kind of cooked over there. Rook steps aside, trying to change guards. Rook e1 played, but now move the f pawn. Yeah, now the king wants to join on f2. Bishop comes back. Probably to give check here, yeah. So yeah, now black's gonna use their king, right? Look at the bishop for black. It's just such a good piece compared to white. White has to just babysit that pawn forever with both pieces. Okay, one piece check, king back, rook over, hold up. Yeah, just shuffling now for white. And now it's up to black to figure out how to win. So first off, they decided stop thinking about the pawn and start thinking about the king. So started giving checks. Oh, and there goes the bishop. Wow. Ben just blundered big time. He can win the pawn, but he's just going to lose. So rook over, queen, check, and that's going to force the rook off. So giving up the pawn, but look at the king position. The pawns are falling. Ben's hoping for some pre-moves, not going to get it. Now he's hoping for some stalemates. Is he going to get it? To be seen, but unlikely. Let's quickly look at Kevin's game against Druska. And Druska wins. Druska's now at 2.5 out of 3. And Ben's game, he's going to get mated. He's looking for stalemates. Stalemates, nope. He's got mate next. So Woodland taking down Michigan's top player. That gives them 10-2. So I would have won my my prediction had anyone challenged me, but nobody did. All right, there's one final round left. Texas has already clinched the match, but they play all 4 rounds. The board points do matter for tie breaks. So Michigan can still get something out of this. Same with Texas. But yeah, Texas wins the important point, and that's going to help them. They're still undefeated, I believe. I think last season they had a perfect season. I think. No defeats. I could be wrong. Maybe I should make like a command to last season's results. Maybe we have it. I don't know. So yeah, just waiting on round 4. Now, they don't technically have to play the round, but whoever leaves will forfeit those points to the other team. So, why give up free points when you could win more? It's not about winning, it's about how you win. Well, maybe it isn't about winning. Maybe it's about having fun. I don't know. Some teams, though, they're playing for that prize money. I mean, Division 1 alone, 10,000 grand. Maybe that's not the right way to say it. Grand. I could say 10 grand, but not 10,000 grand. That's a lot larger. I don't think the Collegiate Chess League can put up that kind of prize funding yet. just 10,000 flat. Well, for D1, the whole league is $30,000. So, and teams are allowed to register multiple teams, or schools, I should say, are allowed to register multiple teams. So, it's possible that a school could win like every division. They can't win all 30,000 though, because a lot of that money goes to second place, third place, fourth place, and so forth. So you can't have multiple teams in the same division, unfortunately. Although I'm sure Texas, or maybe a few schools in Texas, would want 2 teams in Division 1. Round 4 pairings are not coming out. Yeah, I was taking a while. I have no idea. That's very strange. Did you input the results for round 3? Probably. So, worst case, if it's not working, you guys can manually challenge just whoever you have left to play. And if you've had 2 of one color already, then play with the other color. And the game should be rated. And there should be like a info, like match day info sheet. If you go to the Collegiate Chess League Discord, there's a Spring 2023 channel under administration. So Spring 23 info. You can see how to challenge people. But yeah, maybe like tag Nace. Let them know that it's not working for whatever reason. If you don't do it, I guess I'll do it. I love that like all of their admins are just, man, they got a lot of admins. Did we get swept last round? Yes. Yes, you did. You guys needed a sweep to tie it, but you got swept. So close. A coin flip. Unfortunately. All right, here we go. Round 4 underway. Ben's last chance to get a win. He's gotten 2 draws so far. He's playing against Pato Osnier. Ben, one of the few players repping the Vatican City. So that's pretty cool. Although I suspect he's not from there. Maybe hasn't even been there. Get it? Been there? Just kidding. Yeah, his opponent from Turkey. There's been a lot of chess tournament fundraisers for Turkey, which you love to see. Shout out to Niger, who's been doing a lot of those fundraising tournaments. Yeah, crazy. I think they've been having earthquakes. I don't pay too much attention to the news, but let's see. We've got another interesting flag here. Nepal for Gleb Duden playing against Alex Gian. Alex, last chance as well to get a win. I guess they've just had 3 draws. No, 4 draws. No wins, though. All right, Alex is already struggling here, it looks like. King a little exposed, just a little behind development. Rook f8 seems very natural to me. Not played. Instead, bring the knight out. And d5, just attacking Just simply attacking. Not letting black get any more development in. Knight hitting the bishop. Pawn attacking the knight yet again. Knight trades for the bishop. And yeah, black still has some development issues they're going to have to sort out. Let's look at Ben's game. Let's see, Ben with the black pieces. Queens are traded off. The d-pawn's attacked. Bishop f7 defends. White maybe trying to get castled, attacking the rook. Knight attacking c3, knight defending, but now bishop's hitting the knight. Maybe king d2 here. Oh, computer likes e4. e4 played, but now there's bishop takes on c4. Knight hits the rook. Rook steps back to the second rank. Pawn push. Knight's hitting the pawn. How are you going to save that pawn? I don't think you are. What's the material count? Well, it's going to be even after white takes the f pawn, but Ben is doing well to be tricky. Yeah, h5, a nice find. Bishop defends the pawn, but only temporarily, as white's king now gets to f2 to try and continue to attack the f pawn. So yes, material 4 pawns for Ben, and gonna be 4 pawns for white. Okay, so it's gonna be balanced. But Ben does have significant amount of time against his opponent. It's almost double their time. Let's check on Kevin. Here's Kevin. All right. Kevin, he's got the white pieces. He's got the center. He's got better development for sure. Black is behind a little bit. Although black's king is very safe. So just no connected rooks, really, is a thing. White does. But the question becomes, what can you do with it? Can Kevin finally get on the board? Now is the time to do it. Let's look on Evan. Evan's got such a time advantage and like space advantage. Evan just has the advantage. He's playing against Druska. He's a top board for UTRGV in this match, but his teammate Pato has the point advantage. Although Pato hasn't played UMich's International Master Papa Pizza Chess yet, and here's that game right now. So let's see what's going on. We kind of have a mess of things. Ben was up a pawn, and it was the f3 pawn, and white still hasn't taken it back. But notice this bishop was left hanging by the h pawn because the rook, for whatever reason, on the a file it lifted, and that left the rook on h1 pinned by the other rook. Well, But yeah, I don't know why the rook was lifted. But anyways, Ben, he's saying, go ahead, take my bishop, I guess. If h takes g4, there's f4 check. Oh, wow. F4 check, and the king can't save the rook on h2. That's why you still can't take the bishop. It's crazy. All right, rook back. I don't even know if there's a threat with that move. Just putting the rook on the 7th seems legit. Also, this bishop on g4, just like, I don't know how long you plan on staying there. But it can't be too comfortable. Attacked by 2 of white's pieces, but not being taken at all. Because the crazy pawn push, rook takes sequence. Yeah, Ben still has a time advantage, but he's using a lot of it here. Let's check on Evan, who's doing pretty well. Let's see what Evan's game looked like. Wow, this is an a4 opening. No, it's not. Okay, it's d4 followed by b5, and then a4, and then a5. Okay, did I go too quickly? So a trade, another trade, and now white has just 2 on no majority, or 2 on 1, sorry. And gonna try to convert this. Also up on time as well. Oh, and there goes a G pawn. That could be very valuable. So yeah, looks like Evan's gonna get their win if they can hold true here. Give Druska their first loss. Texas did win the match though, so not sure how concerned they are here about these points. But like I said, it does matter. It does have tiebreak implications. Knight here hitting queen and bishop. Queen e2 played. Seems reasonable. Let's see. Kevin's also crushing it. Oh my goodness. We have a Scandi with some sort of gambit. That's always fun, right? Yeah, the queen played a lot of moves in the Scandi and went back home. So, ooh, an en passant. Knight hits queen. Rook takes. You win material. You win more material. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, Kevin's just cooking, like I said, right? Let's see what's going on this one. Can we take on b7? Can we take on d6? What's going on? There's like so many pieces hanging right now. This is pinned. That's hit twice. That's hit. Defended, defended. Very low time here for the opponent. Knight here hitting this stuff. We could take. Could also take this. Not so clear. This is such a complicated position. Bishop takes, and now the knight on d6 can take back. Opts not to. Takes the knight. Man, it's dangerous, right? You want to take on d6, but after queen takes, you want to take on b7, right? Check this out. Here, here, here. But the problem is this rook comes down with check. Wait, not taking back? What? Oh, but the rook covers that as well. That's why the queen moves. Crazy stuff. Huh. Okay. Very low time. Woodland Magic gets their win. So they finished today with 3.5 out of 4, only a draw. This move blunders a piece because both bishops are hit. Oh, and that's also hanging. Kevin was playing so well. What did the computer want here? Knight d5. Wow, wait, what? Knight d5 bishop takes, though, I thought. Oh, and then there's rook b8. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. 5 seconds for the opponent. This blunders bishop d5 apparently, which is not a move I would play. I don't think anyone human would play bishop d5. It's just crazy. Bishop ag. Okay, that's a fork. Your knight's going down. You need to give like knight check or something. Ah, this is so unfortunate for Kevin. The rook just defends the bishop this way, unfortunately. Queen here. More or less forcing the queen off. I mean, no time either for Kevin, unfortunately. Evan did get his first win, though. The healthy brick with a healthy point in the 4th round. There's the trade. Rook versus nothing. We have resignation. So Wong goes 3 out of 4. And we have the final game left. Ben. Looks like Ben's going to win. Nicely done from Ben. All right, let's see the Ben win. Ben with the black pieces. Gobbling up some pawns. Check. The F pawn was never taken back, by the way. So that's pretty fun and exciting. Check. Take. Take. Check. Push. Check. Back. Push. Save the knight. Bring in the checks. More checks. Pawn push. Back. Pin. Yeah, very nice. Very nice from Ben. So that was Michigan's best round, but it was too little too late. Final score 12-4. So Texas with another convincing win. And Michigan only getting 4 points. 2 of them in that last round. Hey, what's up, Ryan? UMich bad at chess? I wouldn't say they're bad. This is Division 1, so they're in the top 16 teams of the league out of 220. So I would say they're good, but Texas is just that much better. So the score is pretty lopsided, but Michigan is a good team. Texas just a lot better. Texas, they are the champions from last year. So yeah, they have high expectations and they have high talent. So with that combination, they're going to look to try to win again this year. We've only had 4 team seasons. No one's won twice. And UTRGV, they're going to try to win back-to-back. So we'll see if they'll be the first team to win twice. We might also have another team win or a team that wins for the first time this year. I know UT Dallas is definitely a contender as well because they just joined for the first time. So pretty exciting stuff. But yeah, this match was rescheduled early. Texas has a really big tournament. I think the Southwest Class Championship going on this weekend, which is why UTRGV had to reschedule. So thank you to Michigan for being cooperative and allowing for the reschedule because these Texas players, they're going to be playing this weekend over the board. So that's going to be very exciting. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. So thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. We will raid someone, so stick around for that. And we'll have more matches to cover in round 4 this weekend. Thanks everyone for being here. Take care. Thanks for being here, Ryan. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.